Wanting to be great at something is okay. Wanting to be perceived as great at something is okay. But a lot of times that identity game inflates the actual practice of something so much that we just delay doing it, or we end up doing it for the wrong reasons, and that's why we stop. In this video, I'm going to talk about the paradox of greatness and how doing a judo move or releasing the need to be great can unlock really beautiful consistency. This is one of the key things I've used to help hundreds of creators now beat procrastination, beat overthinking, and unlock a really sustainable creativity. If you're ready for that, hit the link below. So when you pursue something, when you practice something, you very naturally want to be good at it because of three things: how you view yourself, the feedback loop you get within the experience, and how others view you. That's really it. Every great storyteller, every great psychologist and spiritual master talk a lot about self-identity and the weight of that and the play of that. The hero's journey, the plight to overcome, the huge welcome at the end of the dramatic arc that is your life. This extremely entertaining and very necessary and enjoyable game of potential and self-identity is indestructible. It's unavoidable. But here's where it gets a little tricky and a little sticky. That identity game can really cloud the experience and muddy the details of the craft, the practice, whatever you want to call it. Because what's ever present there is the fear of not becoming great, the fear of not becoming that identity that you hold yourself to. And that kind of fear creates a lot of procrastination without us really knowing it, because it just feels like sort of background noise. It makes you kind of heavy on your feet. It can make you feel gimmicky and artificial. That weight of the identity game of needing to be perceived as great is so much. It's a pressure cooker. But of course, you want to be great. That's beautiful. That's imperative. That's one of your basic ticks as a creator. We are tribal monkeys who want to impress and belong. One of my favorite directors, Alejandro Inarritu, did The Revenant and a bunch of other movies. When asked if he would still make movies if no one saw them, he said no. Creativity has a lot to do with acceptance and status. So in the pursuit of greatness and moving forward on a dream and silencing procrastination, we're left with a huge paradox. Becoming great requires letting go of the need to be great. Most of my 20s were spent searching for validation, picking up the scraps from other people who already had validation and sort of gluing those pieces onto myself to make myself feel like I could hold myself up, copycatting the world around me to try to guarantee some kind of greatness. And yes, that's a big part of youth. That's a big part of being human and being inspired and taking inspiration. But in hindsight, I was never accepted or felt belonging when I was looking for greatness, when I was focusing on being great or being in trend or being whatever. This kind of deformed mosaic statue of all the things I was sure I needed to be. I wanted to sound like them or look like him or present myself in this careful filter or present my intelligence in the correct amount of nonchalanceness. This calculated, fear-based, just overly self-conscious approach paralyzed me, and it left me in self-sabotage and procrastination, deeply lost in the game of needing to be great. When I dropped all of that, things started to really flow for me. I started to write songs and make things that felt risky. They actually felt like they were me, and my business started to flow. My relationships improved, my health got better, everything got better. And a big thing for me was deadlines started to feel like really like delicious containers and not these dreadful doomsday pressing pressure cookers. And it all came down to these two things. Are you investing your energy into the costume? The costume being perception, attention, avoiding sucking. Look, we're all guilty of wearing that costume. We glue that status mask on our face and it gets us through the door for a while, but it always makes you do things too carefully. And doing something carefully is the opposite of doing something with love, which brings us to the alternative. Are you investing your energy into the full experience? Are you immersing yourself into the messy, maniacal chaos of the practice? I don't care how sensational that sounds, it's true. The people who get great at zooming in on the small things over and over, regardless of the results, end up seeing results. And they know that even after you get results, you plateau again and you have to suck again in order to see new results. That is one of the only things I've truly learned from experience. And that takes letting go of needing to be great. That takes love. Think about truly loving a person. It's messy, it's unconditional, it's chaotic. It's not worried about perception. Okay, enough about love. Here's the equation. Let go of the need to be great while still pursuing and improving like a mad person. That frees you of any expectation, which frees you of any timeline, which will free you of overthinking. And then you don't create some kind of complex of incremental failure within something, which creates a positive feedback loop, which ultimately pulls you into consistency. I just want you to start treating your creative process, however crazy and insane and packed with shame and procrastination it currently may feel. I want you to start to love it as much as you love a best friend, a pet, a parent. It doesn't want you to bargain or intellectualize or keep score on what happened or what will happen. It just wants you to dive in and mess it up. It wants to spend time with you. It wants you to embody its full experience with very little care for what people think. When you stop caring about being great, that's when you become great. It's much easier said than done. And this stuff takes time. If you're ready for the full blueprint on how to understand and tackle this stuff for the long term, click the link below. It's helped hundreds of creators beat procrastination, beat overthinking, and find a really, really sustainable creativity. Sign up for my email list. Watch this video next. And as always, my friend, I believe in you.